Blog Talk Radio.
Mammy. Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kim, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you wanna end a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level? Roll with the topic, sorta like the rebels when it's game time. They like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th or the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
What's good, War Room family? You are once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm the boy, Des McMillan. I'm at the round table with my brothers, Jimmy the Blueprint and the boy, B. Austin. Look, man, Tyson Fury laid hands on Deontay Wilder, and the internets are still ablaze with takes, overreactions, excuses, memes, etc. So for the next 2 hours, we'll give our thoughts on that, Kobe and Gigi's memorial service, and a bunch of other things happening in sports this week. So make sure you keep it rocked right here with your boys. And if you want to get in on the conversation, sign in right now to the By the Hood chat room at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. Or you can join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. We'll also be taking your calls on the Digital Extreme Tech Hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. But before we get started, as usual, before we start talking our ish, we got to let you guys know we're not live on the air. You guys should make sure you check out archive episodes of our show on our own network at warroomsports.com and the War Room Sports mobile app. Also on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and most other places you do your podcast listening. That's a lot of places, so there's no excuse for you not to hear the War Room or some of our, our partner podcasts. Shout out to Tissue and the Tape. If you're in the hip-hop, John Appetit. If you like to eat, the Broad Street Line. If you're in the Philly sports, After Further Review, another national sports show, man. Just check it out. We might have some oldies but goodies returning to the network in a little while, so stay tuned, and you might get the scoop on that. I just want to add before we get started, for everybody out there, don't let Fury's hands distract you from the fact that Harvey Weinstein got convicted up in New York. What up, brothers?
Yo, what's up,
think you're going to get a real sentence, or they going to hit him with probation?
I mean, I don't even know, cuz. All I say is this, man. I don't even get excited over, people getting convicted or found guilty these days because it don't even mean nothing, especially my man about to get, probation.
Yeah. I mean, either way, what's done is done. We can't take back the yams that he took in the first place. But, you like to see people, if you care about those type of things, pay the price for the ills that they've done in the community. I guess, because it's already started, but I guess if he does get a significant sentence, and he's not done anyway. Remember, he got cases in L.A. he got to face up to anyway.
He got mean cases.
Yeah, so I don't see any chance of this dude going free anytime soon anyway. So maybe we can finally stop the, but what's up with Weinstein when everybody's trying to defend Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and people like that. So, maybe we can stop hearing that once and for all.
The Pudding Pop Bandit?
Yeah. You know how that
I'd be ashamed. I'd be ashamed of niggatry in this country based on that, man.
Yeah. So when the what if goes away or what abouts go away, I guess all we'll have left is, he was trying to buy NBC, and now and now the Umar take, he was sitting on oil in his Massachusetts mansion.
Listen, man.
Yo, he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
You ain't showing that, Jimmy?
Yo, I thought, man, I don't know where Austin be at, man. I see Austin on our show. Other than that, Austin, I don't know where Austin be at, man. I think Austin worked for the CIA now. All I'm saying is, man, they had the free meal to kill Bill, man.
Free meal to kill Bill. Shout out to Umar. Yo, B, you gotta look that video up, man. Yeah, my man said Bill was sitting on oil in his driveway of his Massachusetts mansion, and that's why they hemmed him up for real.
I can't.
But listen though. Here's the funny thing. Also, there's actually some truth. Is some truth to it. The problem is when you take like partial truths and you just expound upon them to a next level. But he's not completely lying. But he's what I say, Dev. He's on the Dawson reach. Like you take half truth.
Yo,
you take half truth.
Great video game.
Yo,
you take a half truth and just get your stretch on.
I think what he meant was Bill had an old jalopy in his driveway and it leaked some oil, and there was an oil stain on the driveway. So like no, but whatever it is, man. Like Bill Cosby is in jail because Bill Cosby, can't do right when it comes to the ladies.
Y'all moved on. I'm still flabbergasted and dumbfounded because y'all know, like, on the low, there is some things that Umar has said that I kind of rock with, but every month, he's embarrassed me so much at this point. I'm so embarrassed, man.
They got a whole Twitter thread going on right now that's like disrespecting him, laughing at.
I'm not embarrassed at all. I'm completely entertained. This is amazing. Umar got that fire. I spent several hours today. Shout out to my brother Hank, man. I spent several hours today being unproductive because of a link, Paul, that Hank sent with which Dev was just getting ready to describe with these like little snippets of videos where he said crazy things, and it was utterly amazing. Yo.
I mean, it's definitely entertaining, but my embarrassment comes from the fact that I used to rock with dude hard. Like, tell these niggas.
We done stood up in debates. I don't know whether in tandem, but definitely at certain points, I'm aware of what you have said in defense of the dude, and I'm aware of what I've said in defense of this dude, and I can't, man. My man, Bill Cosby.
His next thing, he could be telling the 100% truth, but he messed it up, man. Credibility.
But you can't look at it that way because the thing about 2020 is people have so many means to kind of expose all of their thoughts. There are people that you probably agree with historically that had takes that would probably make you look at them like,
Yo, Jimmy, I can't.
And as long as they didn't have the means to go public,
that's the what if.
What I don't know won't hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
It's not about what is. It's not about what is. I'm just saying, like, read some of Dr. King's writing and some of his thoughts. You be like, you want to throw him away? You want to throw Malcolm away? Like, my whole point is, people just have.
And he embarrassed me.
Yeah, I mean,
ain't nobody above
it. All about.
Ain't nobody above it.
All right, so it's about what becomes public then.
I mean, the stuff that you're talking about can't be proven. Like, I don't know what Malcolm and Martin was saying behind the scenes, and if I find out they had a ton of dumb stuff that embarrasses me,
I'm talking about if you actually go and look at their writings, some of their thoughts. There's a book from the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. When half of the book, I'm like,
this bull that I love to the left of me in our studio is comparing Umar. To
I'm not comparing Umar. I'm saying that.
I just put it like this, man. I definitely don't get my 52 for 52 on like you, but I would call myself well read, and I haven't read stuff yet from those guys. That just made me be like, this dude is a dickhead.
Malcolm believed that white people came from aliens, cuz.
That's silly. But is
I'm just saying, he said they was made in the lab. They was made in the lab, like by aliens. Like, never mind, man. Let's keep going. I don't want to sound like I'm expanded.
I'm not trying to slander my guy. Umar said they threw rape charges at Till.
But that's the thing, Jim.
He had oil in his driveway.
You still would have to come with a lot more for me to be embarrassed.
Being crafted by aliens are two different. That's on the same.
It took a lot for me to be embarrassed by Umar, man. I hung on for a very long time. So you got to come with a whole lot more.
We don't even get embarrassed.
I'm not comparing these brothers. That's not fair. That's not fair to anybody. But what I'm saying is, in real time, my man said that they was crafted by aliens, man. Like they not even human. They really are crafted by aliens, which is why they're so evil. Like,
What he lied?
that's along the same lines. What, in terms of conspiracies and craziness, it's more likely Bill having oil under his crib or them being crafted in the lab by aliens.
But we ain't even.
But that ain't the craziest one, man.
We ain't even at the Bill having oil. We sent 50 chicks at Bill because he had oil under his driveway.
Hold on though. Dog, alien. No.
I don't know, man. I'm just hurting, Jimmy. Like, I may or may not have participated in a GoFundMe at some point in my life.
No.
I may or may not have.
Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out.
No, because
now
you know what?
Coming out.
I was so in defense of him about that. I really didn't like people clowning the boy about trying to build a school and all of that kind of stuff. Like it's embarrassing to me now. It's kind of like, come on, cuz.
But here's the crazy part though. All right, on the crazy part. All of his talk aside, he actually did get to school, and again,
no, right. That's what I'm saying. I
defense.
defended him just tooth and nail. I mean, he got a building.
This is just facts. The fact is, he can still be trying to do right, but he can have like crazy thoughts. Like he can have those crazy thoughts, but it doesn't negate from the work he was trying to do and the work that he's actually done. I know multiple people
in the hood, but come on, man.
I know multiple people, including a close friend of mine, whose son he actually helped. Who they tried to put him in, like, they tried to put him on drugs.
I don't doubt any of that. That's not the parts I'm embarrassed about, Jimmy. There had to be a reason I was defending the dude in the first place. You're giving me stuff you're preaching to the choir. This is why I was Team Umar. But now,
what I'm saying is, you gotta ignore that stuff, man. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying, man. I've been trying, man. But it's like,
keep ignoring it.
It's like, it's like Tyson Fury hands, man. Like, just keep hitting me, man. Like,
listen, man.
I'm trying.
Listen,
man.
Mike Tyson. Speaking of, let's relate this to sports. Mike Tyson has said, and said regurgitated some of the most ignorant, nonsensical, crazy stuff, and I'm still going to defend him.
Jim, that's not the same though. Because at what point did I speak for myself? What point did I ride with Mike Tyson as a pillar in the African American activism community? Like, I've never done that. Mike Tyson has always been entertainment to me. Whether he was punching somebody or telling somebody that I'll make you love me by smashing him in his butt, whatever he was doing was entertainment.
All I'm saying is
how we get to sports for our
still can be a pillar. You still can be a pillar in the community and have hotep thoughts. That's all I'm saying. You can be hotepped out if you mean well. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing. Even us describing that as hotep is embarrassing to the movement. Like, that's what we look at now. Like, that's how people describe that. That's them hoteps. Like, before you say hotep and it wasn't disrespectful.
And now, it was.
Now you disrespecting somebody by saying hotep.
I mean,
not you. I'm just talking about people look at that as some clown stuff.
I was about to say it's actually it's written in Sports the Book. Hoteps get slandered in the first chapter. So I mean, it's documented from this side. But the point is, and the funny thing is, I got a lot of hotepian friends. Like I bang with the hoteps because I find it entertaining.
That's what I did too.
Some of it I agree with.
And the thing is, it's not just him. Like, you know how I started feeling when these dudes was on social media beefing with each other. I'm like, all right. And like you said, I agree. Like, people have always not agreed. People have called each other names, but it gets like, they make videos about each other, animated videos about each other. Like, it's
the only thing that has changed. The only thing that has changed is technology. Before, they would write letters to the paper and just go completely ham on each other. I'm talking about W.E.B., whose birthday just passed.
Your man used to be,
to the
used to be on Breakfast Club, and I used to be like, talking to I used to be hyped. And my wife wasn't even, she used to be on some, I don't know. And I used to be like going at her. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The man.
No, but my thing is,
now I'm like, you was right,
baby. That's all. All I'm saying is, it could be both Uchi Wally and one Mike. Both things can be true. That's all I'm saying.
It definitely is. But I'm just embarrassed by the Uchi Wally.
You going with the whole eat the fish and spit the bones out. But you losing balance because there's got to be a spirit. Eat the fish, spit the bones out, meaning the things that are crazier that you don't bang with, you spit out and you value
yes,
fish itself.
It has to be
So,
that way.
Mall fish ain't got no bones.
I don't eat that.
Shout out to
I
mall
mean,
fish.
also,
They ain't got no
the
bones.
only reason I feel like it has to be that way is from someone who, like, studied the people that they consider are leaders, although that's debatable too.
There's a
all
balance.
have had wild, crazy thoughts.
No. They all have had wild and crazy thoughts, but there's a balance and there's a spirit behind that balance, right? So if you said one or two wild and crazy things as a human being, you're human. Okay, cool. Umar, for every good thing he says, Umar is out in left field talking about Yakub and the aliens on the other side. It's like there's no balance in what he's doing. Because again, but are we judging someone by just some of the crazy things they say or their actions? Because again, whether we're talking
what
about
you say, we were like some of the only people that believed in his actions. They was clowning his actions when I was defending him. That's one of the things I was defending. But they're trying to do something to make a difference, and the whole time they like, oh, y'all really think something being built? Y'all really sending money to this dude?
Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying about his actions, right? I can personally attest because I know people, and I've spoken on panels with Umar. I know the work that he's done. I can speak to that, but at the same time, I also could speak to the madness that he says sometimes, which is entertaining. But again, you have to be able to whatever Des analogy is, bones, fish, whatever. I think B. Austin said it. Whoever said it, you got to do that. You got to do that.
I told him, Jimmy. I told him, mall fish ain't got no bones, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Maul is a legend on the fish game, but we're gonna get to that in a minute because Maul got to get a segment about how great his
second
fish
podcast.
But real quick,
Maul getting his fish shot out.
Real
out
quick.
there like, who the fuck is Maul?
Fish shot out.
The reason I say that is because to me, in looking at the whole thing, the only thing that's changed is the medium. But this thing has existed forever.
It has. But listen,
we just had a whole conversation on.
Let me go.
I don't know
let me go bounce.
on air.
Let me go bounce. Let me go bounce. I'm gonna use us. I'm gonna use us as the analogy. We hit people with some hot takes and hyperbole, but you can't define us. You can't define us by that because what we're defined by is the objectivity, the analysis, and the ability to make you laugh more than one. Umar has put himself in a position where he can no longer be defined by the credible things that he does because he does so much stuff that knocks his own credibility.
And listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, but the fact of the matter is that's going to be that way regardless because there's always, first of all, you can't please everybody. Believe it or not,
he's not trying to please everybody. You don't even have to.
Enough people. He still has a huge following, right? And I'm not saying that I agree with 50%.
Oh, well, Jimmy, no. I mean, we're not going to sit here and act like it ain't a bunch of morons in the world who believe everything he said. There's a ton of people out there who believe that the video they were watching was Kobe Bryant's helicopter going down and that it was a conspiracy. Like, a ton of people that believe that, whether he said it or not.
But my point is, if you can move a mass of people, what becomes so again, now we're talking about morals. What's morally right, what's morally wrong? Or how do you define what's right and what's wrong, right? Because if you can move a mass of people to believe whatever it is you want to believe, who's to say what's what? But I don't want to get that deep. All I'm saying is,
Jimmy, you Hindu?
If we use the same scale that we're judging him with everybody looks shaky, baby. That's all I'm saying. Everybody. There's not one single person.
I don't think there's a lot of people that I held in high esteem as I did him. So,
I don't subscribe to that.
It might be unfair, but there's a higher bar set for some people. And maybe it was me. Maybe I fell for it. But
I don't. All I'm saying is you've been able to be exposed to his madness with the medium that makes you say, damn, what the hell? If I took all of the crazy thoughts that someone else that you may have put in that same pedestal and I put them all at one and say, yo, take a look at this, they would look crazy in the light. That's all I'm saying.
And I probably would be telling you the same thing. I'm embarrassed by them.
No, you probably
know. You might be.
You might be, but that's the way the way you take that is, yo, F him too.
Because you make that argument all the time. Like, well, everybody else too. Okay, then it's the same for everybody else. It's not like I'm gonna say. It's not like I'm gonna say, oh damn. Like, And like,
No,
I'm
and I
like,
get
man,
that,
I'm
and I
embarrassed
get
by
that, but
Umar,
I'm
but
saying
then
that-
try to
that-
defend Malcolm
but that's
X
the way-
if you found like 30 crazy things that he said. Like,
Oh, I can find
I'm not
more
going to
than
defend
30,
him.
doggy.
I'm gonna be like, Malcolm was a wacko, and I'm different. I'm like, he's different than I thought he was. He was a wacko. So I'm gonna.
But for
like,
me, the way
kind of, it just
I'm
makes
not
you
saying
think
that you're
about
gonna
the stuff
change
that
your
you do
thought.
believe. You know what I mean? It
I'm
makes
just
you
not
think a
gonna
little
change-
more about it.
But this is why, not going back to our show, this is why you shouldn't make people heroes, why you shouldn't look up to people the way that the society does now, because everybody has these things. It's just some people's stuff is brought to light because of the entertainment value. But what I'm saying is, as people have been whitewashed and time goes on, a lot of times we forget the crazy things that they've done or said. And you look at that as like, yo, well, if I hold him to that standard and he's crazy, then FOH to him too. And
there's a balance.
Be Austin, you're right. But see, even with the balance though, like you're saying
Yo,
that other
this.
people don't have, they
So
have
you
a
can
better
find
balance
value.
in
You
terms
can
of
find value. You can find value in, and you could say that Hitler may have done some good things, but by
now
and
you're going
large,
too far. I'm gonna tell you why you're going too
oh,
far.
I'm
Now
going too far.
No.
But
Only
by and
because of the
large,
name
he
you
was
use.
a monster.
Only because of the name you use, man. You trying to mess up my business connects. All I'm saying is this.
He was a monster.
Let's put it like this. I've learned a lot from crackheads in my lifetime. Now obviously, but I learned a lot from them.
Yeah, we all do.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you live,
be Austin with extreme with the analogy. Just like this morning, I'm arguing with a white gentleman. Of course, it's about Colin Kaepernick. So he hits me with the analogy, just because he was like, drug dealers give out money and food to the people in their neighborhood too. Does that make them noble? I'm like, damn, like that's a little extreme. Like, because Colin Kaepernick has never, been close to violating the law or anything like that. So how does he, because he's protesting unjust treatment of black people, how does he get lumped in with an analogy with drug dealers? Like that really didn't. We went a little extreme. All right, man. Let's get into some sports.
Yo,
a lot of people out
you gotta
there
give me that bar one more time so I can use that again. You said something about chicken and fish. How'd that go again?
Eat the fish, spit the bones out.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that.
See, but that's I don't want to keep getting into this, but that's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
But then it's like now it's like every time you take a bite, it's just bones.
You said there's too many bones in this fish.
Yeah, it's too many bones.
It ain't no
bones.
fish. It's all bones. It ain't no more fish.
No,
it's all bones, dog.
I guess to me, I'm saying, yo, damn, it is still fish there, dog. Yo, stop. It is fish, me.
Oh no,
it's still
no.
fish.
I know it's still fish there, man. People just got to stop showing me the bones, man.
No, my man sent money for the school, and this cat came out and said they killed Pill because of oil under his.
Yo, man. They had
to let Meek only got out because they was about to lock up
They had the
Bill.
free meal to kill Bill, man.
They had the free meal to kill Bill. And with that, 23 minutes into this program, I know a lot of y'all done already turned your radios off. We gonna talk about some sports, man, and the hot topics in sports are brought to you by MyBookie. War Room family, real quick, you can make tons of money sports betting at MyBookie. The NBA and NHL post-All-Star stretches are upon us, so if you still haven't checked out MyBookie, this is the perfect time to do it. Lay down some cash on the biggest games in sports. You can join us and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. If you guys are tired of getting excuses when it's time to collect your dough, we urge you to try MyBookie. You win, they pay, fast, no hassle. You're basically wasting your time betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live bets so you can place wagers after the game starts. So join now, and MyBookie will match 50% of your first deposit up to $1,000. Just use the promo code WARROOM, all caps, to activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, and get paid. Nothing else to it. Scabby in the chat room like, pause. I know. We're talking a lot of bone talk. All right, so look, man, I mentioned this in the intro a little bit. The fight that we talked about last week, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder Part 2, or Deontay Wildenberry, as B. Austin unaffectionately calls him.
Bum ass.
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Because I think, if I can remember the conversation correctly, I think all of us thought that, and it's easy to think that because the dude was undefeated at the time. I think everybody kind of thought that no matter how much Tyson Fury beat this dude up, because we all did agree that he was going to outbox him again, that at some point he was going to get that right hand in there and change the dynamic of the fight. Well, he never got a chance to do that. And Tyson Fury was not just interested in outboxing him. He laid the hands of God on this dude. The fight had to be stopped.
He figured it out.
They threw the guy, so Tyson Fury won by TKO in round 7. What did y'all think about this fight?
I just want everybody listening to go back to the last show and listen to my analysis of the fight, because I actually called this. Not that I know boxing, because I usually pick every fight wrong, but I said, I feel like he's going to knock Wilder out. But I told y'all at the end of that, I can't pick that though because of other influences. But
yeah, because it's Black History Month.
But I did say he was going to knock him out. And
and the Bull definitely did his part to get everybody on his side. He walked out the tunnel to a bunch of Black History pictures. I don't know about the Shredder costume that he had on that we will talk about, because he kind of tried to use that as an excuse of why he lost.
Yo, he a bum, huh?
Yo, he actually said that his 40-pound costume made his legs weak, so he was already dealing with weak legs by the time he got to the ring.
Legs, man, you a weak leg, man.
I'm not doubting that, after a quick fitting or a sizing, this could have been the first time that you actually wore this thing. But come on, man.
Yo,
y'all do way too much training for 40 pounds.
In sports history, have you ever heard a weaker excuse? Can we come up with our top 3 excuses here? Boys, excuses.
I'm sure if we dug, we could find one, but right off the top.
I'm about to say, the first thing that comes to mind is, what's the boy that was fighting Floyd? Mosley. When my man came into the fight and was like, yo, I was dog tired. Like, yo, that was the second round, though, B. Like, my man, how do you train for a Floyd fight?
Did you see the buns? Did you see the buns rolling around with?
I did.
He might have been. He might have been.
All right, hold up, though. Speaking of that, we got to.
Do we have to keep it in sports, though? Because
we got a comment in our chat real quick.
No.
The comment in our chat is from Casey Mack. And Casey Mack said, if you notice, Wilder had his girl around him a lot, and she was in a lot of the photos like leading up to the fight. So he was getting some cutting.
You went in the training camp with your girls around? I don't even remember.
I know that Fury. I know Fury was mocking him when they showed him on like the split screen.
When he was hugged up with his chick.
Yeah.
And come on, let's be real right here. Let's be real for a minute. And I'm not granting this dude these excuses at all. But let's be real. Like, how many of y'all, and I know they were on camera, but if they did it on camera, they probably do that in private. How many of y'all can sit with your chick, hugged up like that, with her leg damn near draping over you, like, for more than, 15 minutes before something jump off?
Yeah, come on, man.
I've been married.
So it's like, if she's doing the same thing to him off camera that she's doing on camera, then he probably did get some cutting before the fight. But that's his mistake, if that's the case. I can't give it to him as an excuse because you know better. You was 41, 42-0. You know better. So, but he might have started believing his own hype. Jimmy, remember, he had one of the hardest quotes ever that Jimmy repeated on the show a couple of times leading up to the fight. These dudes got to be perfect for 12 rounds. I got to be perfect for what? What did he say? 12 seconds? 2 seconds? Whatever he said.
But I think
it was hard. It was a hard-ass quote, and it was true up until this moment. So he might have taken that so seriously that he did things before fights that he wasn't supposed to do. He wore 40-pound costumes down to the ring.
I normally don't do interview with women unless I fornicate with them.
Fornicate.
Come on, man.
So you shouldn't talk to me anymore.
Mike into a leader, man.
Unless you want to, I'm 36 years old.
Mike is still a black leader, man. Yo, but you have to understand, if you have that weapon and you're like 44-0 and you have that weapon, that's what separates the greats from the goods. Like, because a good fighter is like, yo, I could just rely on this. I get into a scrap.
Great fighter's still gonna work hard as hell.
great fighters are going to work on everything else to make sure that, you know, if that doesn't land, I still have plan B. You know, so we'll see what happens. But also the mark of a great fighter is when something like this happens to you, how do you respond?
Yeah. So we won't get to see that for a while.
I'm gonna keep it 100. He's not great.
I'm not calling him great. I'm not calling him great.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. I'm just saying.
If there's any chance that he can prove it, it's now.
Yeah, exactly.
With this rematch clause.
Yep.
That Fury's camp is trying to get him not to use. They don't even want to fight dude no more. They like, it's too easy. I think Fury wants Joshua right now.
Yeah, they want that. So that Wembley Stadium bag.
Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to get dude not to take the fight, while every boxing fan is out there talking about how big this bag is going to be. I'm with Jimmy. I still don't think that's going to compare to what they're going to do in their homeland at a Wembley Stadium.
Oh my God.
And for real,
that's going to be. But
after the way he destroyed
make so much
Deontay, I might even think about paying for it. Probably not, but I'll think about it.
Yo, if I'm Deontay, I'm like, look, I'll back out, but you got to give me a cut of what y'all getting at Wembley.
Y'all got to give me some of the gate.
I'll back out for 10-15% of what y'all about to get over here. Cause
got a back out buyout clause.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Like, it was, man, because we spoke about how we thought he was, you know, Fury was dominant in the first fight until, you know, the bomb landed. And you would figure if anybody had some learning to do in between the fights, it was Deontay Wilder. So he wouldn't have to get into a desperate situation where it's do or die with the right hand. Fury, you know, I mean, I thought he would be more of a defensive fighter just to not get hit with that left hand. But, his respect levels for this dude were not where I thought they were. And I guess he just thought he was so bad of a boxer that I don't have to run around trying to dodge his right hand. I'm going to just beat the shit out of him. Excuse me.
Or if I move forward this way, if I move forward this way, he can't really wind that right hand up either. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm coming at him.
So Jimmy, you saying he probably gets it off because people respect it too much? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. What he realized is, he ain't got nothing else but that right here. So if I just go right at it, he can't. He ain't gonna do nothing else.
It's like when she run from it. What really?
So
happened?
there were excuses that everybody else was trying to give him. He was bleeding from his ear during the fight. And the commentator said, "Man, that looks like he might have a busted eardrum or burst eardrum." So the fans ran with that. So everybody I know who's a Wilder stan, the next morning they were talking about eardrums and equilibrium, and y'all wouldn't be able to fight if you got your eardrum busted and your equilibrium was off. And then they found out it was just a 2 centimeter laceration in his ear that was stitched up with 6 or 7 stitches. So there was no eardrum, there was no equilibrium problem besides, whatever he did in the CTE category. But it was no off equilibrium because of a busted eardrum. So that excuse had to go out of the window. And then that's when Wilder started coming out with his own excuses. Man, my legs were tired because the costume I had on was 40 pounds. Like, that's nobody's fault but yours. Even if it was true, that's nobody's fault but yours. Your man got carried to the ring. So who's smarter?
Yeah, that's true. He wasted no energy. I heard that Wilder lost because he tried to buy OnlyFans, so he wasn't going to let that happen.
He got oil in his driveway. So they came for him. They came for him. So, speaking of a part 3, is there any chance for Wilder, or we're still going to say there's always a chance because of how hard he hits? But is there a serious chance for him outside of that? Can he learn to box in his 43rd bout?
No, at his
because
that's
the thing now. Everybody's talking about changing cornermen and getting a titan of the game. A Richardson, a Roach, Stewart, somebody that can help him.
What makes the greats great? And it was alluded to earlier. What makes the greats great? As a pugilist in the sweet science, is your ability to strategize, your ability to employ tactics, and your ability to adapt within your technique, right? Bull don't got no technique. It ain't no technique to throw.
Yeah, but that's the reason.
It ain't no
that
technique.
bread. That's the reason you spend that bread and get somebody to come in.
Y'all know how much I hate. Y'all know how much I hate the bull Floyd. Floyd is the only boxer that I can remember as an adult observing and watching him fight someone that was actually his speed or maybe a little faster, and he adjusted. Like, he literally adjusted his style in bout. Yo, Wilder is a one-trick pony, man, and that trick is amazing.
But listen, though.
Floyd was a master
Floyd
adjuster.
also had training. Yo, Roger and Floyd Sr. are hell of trainers, too. Like, they get paid from other cats to train them. Like, so
actually their names are on the list, too.
I'm pretty sure you know that in boxing, when you get one of those top upper echelon trainers, it makes a difference. I've seen Freddie Roach in the bull and have fighters on undercards where it's like,
you gotta have something.
Dudes are like, I've seen Freddie Roach have dudes that are mechanics, and they'll get in there and just because of, and I don't even understand how Freddie Roach, like, he must just be like bright as hell because he. Never mind.
So you're saying you saw Freddie have people fight against Roy Jones? But,
Yo, you missed what you just did, Austin. You ain't itch for that. What you just did, Austin. I heard that, by the way.
Yeah, I ain't hear that.
I heard that.
Oh man, no.
Well, let's not use Freddie Roach as an example. What's the other boy?
Scabby said in his defense, he put a bunch of icy hot on his legs before a basketball game. His legs were shot. Well, icy hot is supposed to numb. So again, I'm blaming that on you. Like, that's your fault, Scabby.
Yo. So if you got an upper echelon trainer, like, it could make a difference. That's all I'm saying. Because those dudes do make a difference. Those cornermen make a difference.
My only thing is, could it make a difference in one fight? Like, you just, however long they would have to train for that fight.
He gonna need a tune-up.
Because you know what? Wilder stands lean on the fact when people, even before he lost, when people were like, yo, he can't box this and that, they lean on the fact that he didn't start fighting until he was 20. So they like, he's had a great career for somebody who doesn't have the fundamentals, didn't fight till he was 20. So it's like that could actually be a curse, especially now because, okay, you didn't start till you were 20 and you're going to wait till your 43rd bout to try to, learn how to actually box.
Right.
Man.
Hey, well, listen, if that's the case,
can
he's
he pick
already
it up?
An overachiever. So
he's definitely an overachiever. I would never disagree with that. But it's kind of the Roy Jones thing. Like, he can't. It's not his fault who was in that division at the time of his dominance. It is his fault that he hits like a mule kick.
Roy Jones still fights in 2020 though.
Yeah, Roy Jones. Roy Jones, when he's said and done, like, his record gonna be 500. Like, he's really ruining it for himself.
Roy Jones is gonna die in the ring, and I hate to say that.
No, I thought it happened once, but he got up eventually. He didn't get up then.
When he was fighting
left the ring,
the ball knocked him out
he
the
left the ring dead. Somebody
plenty of people
resuscitated him.
Plenty of people have come back to life. So that's
Roy Jones had a fight, and I always joke that it was in Cheltenham, but he had a fight literally where there was an escalator going up in the background.
Remember, that was the weigh-in. He was in a mall with his drawers on, getting weighed in. There were people coming down. I remember the scene that Jimmy's talking about. I clown people who, like, Roy stands about it all the time. People riding down the escalator with shopping bags, and they were, like, looking like why is this dude standing here, like, flexing his arms with his drawers on in the mall?
That's your man, B. Austin. That's
B. Austin, man. That was his dude. So, yeah. So what would you be more interested in seeing at this point? Fury Joshua or Fury Wilder Part 3?
Joshua.
Joshua.
Bring something new in here. Scotty said, I know Rocky is fictitious, but he switched up to southpaw after a loss to Creed.
There you go.
I thought Rocky was always southpaw. They switched him up to make him fight correctly. I don't know. Either way,
Oh, that's right.
Either way, this could be a
Rocky.
Rocky story. I mean, Wilder could be Rocky. Clever whooped his ass, and then he got a new trainer in Creed, came back, learned how to box. They taught Rocky how to box in one fight, so, maybe they could teach Deontay.
And if you remember, right, when Rocky was fighting, I think that was Clubber, when he was getting all fancy, he had his woman at his camp and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Whooped his ass.
He was shining.
He was training in a hotel lobby.
Yeah,
fanfare.
He had to take it back to the basics.
Taking pictures. He was taking pictures with chicks for the gram while he's supposed to be training.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yep.
He was drawn. So, yeah. So if he get if he get a new trainer, him and Freddie Roach go out to the beach and race. Pretty sure Deontay would win that.
I'll pick the Austin because I know you about to draw.
I knew it had to be something about that. I'm trying to set him up with another alley-oop. But anyway.
Yeah, I know. Dev out here on this J Kidd joint, like, huh?
Go ahead. Jump.
So yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, man. A lot of excuses came from that fight. Before we talk quickly about this Kobe and Gigi ceremony, we go to the phone lines. We got the homie Tobias waiting on the line. Tobias, what's going on, good brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What up, though?
Tobias.
Hey,
Tobias.
be off.
They had the free meal to kill.
Load management. Shout out, brother. What's up?
We here. We in there.
Hey, I was gonna say.
Did you see the fight, Tobias? Did you see the fight?
Yes, we have officially excommunicated Deontay Wilder from the great state of Alabama and sent him to
I was about to say he a homeboy for you.
We excommunicated him.
Y'all rode that man for 42 bouts.
I watched Game of Thrones.
Get out of here.
Hey, when y'all watch Game of Thrones, we had his jersey. We all yelled shame at him. If y'all want. But here's the thing. It's like, I figure Fury will win because he's a better boxer. Because what happens is, Deontay Wilder was banking on being, he going to be afraid of me. I'm going to hit him that one time. But what if it doesn't work? He's the Houston Rockets of boxing. When plan A doesn't work, he ain't got a plan B. Gonna keep trying to make plan A work. And
Small ball launching threes.
Yeah, and so he got whooped. And here's the thing. To a rematch clause, bro, he need to take a year or two off to just get his skills up before he even get back in the ring with this guy. And, because what happens is, it's like, I always use the NBA as an example. Where people talk, these guys are so much more athletic, blah, blah, blah. But besides LeBron, most of your best players are not like super athletes. They use skill. Skill will beat athleticism 9 out of 10 times because with that skill comes smarts. Wilder, all he did was depend on his athleticism and his power. And when it didn't work, he had nothing.
Yeah, I mean, plus he had oil in the driveway, so they wasn't going to let him win.
All I know is that Joshua and Wilder, governor, you want to meet in Wembley? I don't know, man. But hey, who knows? 21 Savage may walk him out there to the ring. Who knows?
That right there, that's an underrated joke, and that would be hilarious.
Well, we know Tyson Fury ain't walking nowhere, so. My man like Prince Nassim. He either coming on a magic carpet or he got some snitches carrying him. So.
Hey, I know one thing. I'll go to a couple of Supercuts and sports clips. See, they got that picture of Fury on the wall. But
they will.
The white barbershops, they probably got it up. But one thing,
the same way we got the Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston.
Yeah, we got Tyson Fury standing over Wilder. There's a super. But NFL, right? And this is where I gotta go. Let's be honest segment right here, fellas. I hear all these teams going after Tom Brady, gonna kill themselves over Tom Brady. I know he has 6 Super Bowls. I know all that. But if anybody paid attention the past couple of years, his play all has declined. Think about the past 4 or 5 years as the season's gone on. And if you're banking on a 43-year-old quarterback, that's like a gamble. Okay, you sell some tickets, but in the NFL, you win, you're going to sell tickets anyway, unless you're the Chargers. But to me, that is a gamble for these teams to take, to bank on a 43-year-old guy. Think he going to come save the day.
mean,
Yeah,
crazier
Tom
things
Brady
have
has.
happened, man. Yo,
It's a few. They
got-
claim that he has a few suitors now. They talk, there was the Cowboy rumors. Now they talking New York Giants. I'm like, that's wild. If that were true, that's kind of wild because
damn, Daniel.
I think Daniel showed me enough as a fan of a rival team in the division. He showed me enough to have me shook for the next 10 years, and that quickly. Like the Giants weren't good enough. Like they were one player away. Especially not a 42, 43-year-old Tom Brady. They weren't one player away. So I don't even know why that would be their rationale, but I think that's just fake news.
Because,
real quick, we got a comment real quick from the chat. Casey Mack just wants to throw out there that he thinks that they're going to fight again. Wilder's going to win, and we're not going to have a best of 3. We're going to have a best of 5.
Oh, God.
Nobody want to see that shit, brother.
You want to be lying, man. No. Hey, but
Casey Mack, I hope you're wrong this time. I really hope you're wrong.
Have 2 fighters ever fought 5 times?
No,
they wouldn't sell 6 tickets by a 4th fight.
No, they wouldn't.
I don't know
but you know what though? But the thing, like you said, Daniel Jones is not a bad play. He has to grow. Tom Brady's not going anywhere unless he's a quarterback away. The Chargers don't have a good offensive line. The Colts, but does he want to live in Indy? They got a good, decent team. The Titans have a decent team. Are they going to be crazy and get Ryan Tannehill $30-something million a year? That's what Jimmy talks about. The quarterback's win stat thing kind of get people going crazy. Then you got the media turning Teddy Bridgewater into Joe Montana all of a sudden, and Dan Marino all together. It just shows that finding a quarterback is hard, man. It is hard. And then sometimes you got to take what's there.
But the thing is, like the rumors, and I can't. If these teams aren't putting this out and it's just fake news, then you can't blame them for it. But if there's any truth to that, like some of these teams seemingly have found their quarterback, and their names are still coming up in these rumors. Like as much as I don't think Dak is a world beater, and B. Austin just think Dak is trash. I don't agree with him on that front. Like, there's no way in hell that the Cowboys will be better. I mean, I can't prove it, but in my opinion, there's no way in hell the Cowboys will be better next season with Tom Brady, instead of Dak Prescott.
Yeah. And that's my thing, because
just keeping it real.
Dak ain't all that. But also, you're in the news, guys, with Brady also. He's been in the same system for 20 plus years. He done things one way, one coaching staff pretty much, one voice. He has to go through this other team. And I think that's something that people don't think about because, like, for example, right, the only coach that's been honest is my guy, Bruce Arians. He wants to move on, and I hope he does. But, but he doesn't want to wait on a rookie quarterback because he's 68. So he has to take on a veteran guy. I believe, hey, you don't go that route, just go ahead and get a rookie quarterback and roll with it instead of trying to shoehorn a veteran in there. That I believe is that if they were free agents were that great, the teams would have kept them. I'm just going with that.
Yeah.
At least Belichick fought to keep Garoppolo. So you want to about it, but at least Belichick fought to keep him. Saints, after a while, was like Drew Brees, you're 40-some years old. If Teddy Bridgewater is that, they would have just moved on. Hey, you got a Super Bowl.
Here's what I'll say. It's the NFL. It's the quarterback position, so cats are going to take like crazy chances. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to happen. Also, real quick, Casey Mack wanted to know that Marquez and Pac-Man fought 4 times.
They fought they fought a bunch of times.
Tax money.
Scotty said seems like Hearns fought Sugar Ray like 20 times. They fought
Tax looks like he fought them all 20 times.
They just fight them knockdown drag out fights, so it seemed like 20 times, but they only fought twice.
Yeah, I know. His revisionist history is crazy. Look at that Sugar Ray and Hearns. He's right about that. It did seem like they fought every 2 weeks.
Yeah. I was saying they had them long ass knockdown drag out. You know what I mean? Everybody getting beat up in the same fight type fights.
And you know one thing, right? I listen to these Bucks fans talk about, oh, James want this much money. I'm like, okay, so you think Teddy Bridgewater coming here for $12 million? You think Tom Brady coming here for $12 million? You think Phillip Rivers coming here for $12 million? Either way it goes, no matter who you bring in a rookie, you have to pay this guy $25 million. Good, bad, and different. That's why I think fans don't get as well. And that's why I think if you move on from a guy, maybe you're better off drafting somebody. But then you got to look at the coaching staff, the scheme. Like I said with Arians, he don't want to get a rookie quarterback, so we're gonna end up with Ryan Tannehill and go pay him $25 million. It's that it's just how it is. Like you said, Jimmy, with quarterbacks.
Yeah, if Teddy Bridgewater was on y'all list, y'all better just keep Jameis. See what that LASIK hitting for.
I was mad young, so I don't remember this. But the first time that Hearns and Leonard fought, this had to be lit. Sugar Ray was 30-1 and Hearns was 32-0 coming into the fight.
Yeah.
So I know that was man, it had to be
super litty.
Yeah, that.
I think
crazy.
just that era in that division, that was like boxing at its pinnacle. The Hearns,
they fought everybody.
Hagler, Leonard, Duran, those dudes in that division.
This whole idea of undefeated became this thing, but that's to me to quote B. Austin, to me that denotes cowardice, because you protecting this undefeated record instead of getting there as a gladiator. You're going to take L's, but how you bounce back from them L's. Or
you know what?
Some will say Floyd is just better than everybody else because he's the only person that really comes to mind when you talk about undefeated stuff.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is also? Y'all talking about those fighters?
And I don't think it would mess up his legacy, but there were a couple of controversial Floyd Jones where he shouldn't have won, but he just started dominating the division later on.
Catching cats either too early or too late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Hearns, those guys fought in their primes. They didn't wait until one guy was too old or both guys were too old. They gave the public the fight back there. That's the one thing UFC has, but they have no stars. And I'll say this before I run.
It wasn't a bunch of running around and ducking for months or years at a time. They just rumbled.
Yeah, Tobias, the UFC has a star. He just got a criminal problem.
Oh yeah, John Jones.
Well, not even John. Well, that's the other one. John Jones was a star, but he can't stay off the drugs.
And
Conor is a
McGregor
star himself, but he got his other issues. He can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah, because Dana White didn't want him to take that 4-8 fight because he knew that money Conor was gonna make. He screw this. But but I did talk about LeBron, the Kobe memorial. It was a great memorial. It was funny. I like some of the guys cracked jokes, told stories, and it kind of in a way, I think it was I forgot who said, Shannon Sharp said it. It kind of made Michael Jordan kind of humanized. It made it look more human because he's been kind of closed off. And I think with Kobe passed, you can see how those people took perspective how they lie. Even him, he said he wanted to treat people better, maybe apologize to a millionaire, but
what Mike basically was what he said without saying is that I'm not a good parent, but now I want to be a better one. He didn't say it in those words. He was I got younger kids now,
said,
and I got to go home.
Next generation of my kids gonna have it way better.
Yeah. Basically, he was Junior, my bad, but now I got to do better.
And LeBron, right? I think, especially at the face of the league, I can't tell if he's about to mourn or whatever.
Real good.
Yeah, and I can't tell my whatever. But I would have just been there anyway because I don't want a story being about me with this stuff coming up. And, it's just how our media is today because we got the same media that's saying Zion's the next Shaq after 12 games. But I would have just shown up because I don't want it to be – because the way this media is nowadays, they look for anything, any hot topic to talk about. I wouldn't want to even have to talk about that. And I don't think he to do that. But you just know how this media is nowadays.
Yeah. All right, man. Good B. Austin back on. What the hell you doing, B? All right, Tobias, we'll holler at you, man. I'll let you know if I hit that Bulls game on Monday.
Hey, by the way, it's going for a ride. You might want to call Uber instead, man.
All right, man. We holler at you next week.
All right, homie.
All right. So what did you guys think about the Kobe Memorial? And like we've seen celebrities get this, televised memorial, and in comparison, like I think this one was very well done because they didn't overdo it. Like Aretha Franklin's funeral went on for like 12 hours. Like Michael's probably was a little longer than this one. Whitney's probably was a little bit longer. This one for me, I mean, I guess because it happened a month ago, they really already buried him. They just kind of made it quick and down to the point. They had the people talk that needed to talk. Yeah. It kind of seemed like this one, they might have learned some lessons from those joints before.
I think this was Jordan gave me the response that I would expect with him losing a child, like losing his firstborn. So I expected to see Mike was like, that he wanted to have acknowledged that Kobe was actually really his son and not them other two people. So,
Mike
bodied it. Y'all know Mike bodied it. That's bottom line.
He definitely did.
Mike bodied it.
He did. And, we try to read people. We try to read body language and all that kind of stuff. Like, I looked at it as being 100% genuine, 100% sincere, unless this dude is a hell of an actor, because as soon as he pulled out his notes, like, the tears just start streaming down dude's face. Like, that people are cool. You know that people talk, but you don't know that guys are this close until something like this happens and they get to show you their emotion, whether they want to show you that or not. Because even Mike joked about, like, now I'm going to have to become a meme for another 4 years. He gave him fresh material for the Crying Jordan meme. But, yeah, I think Mike bodied it. Even Shaq bringing a little bit of levity to the situation. Telling little quips about Kobe that made everybody laugh in a time where people probably needed a laugh. And Vanessa, like, I don't understand how she could even do it. So props to her.
Yeah.
And having enough strength to go up there and make a speech about losing two of the most important people in her life.
I just want to say overall, I agree with your original point, which is that it seems like, I don't know whether they learned from previous celebrity, send-offs, but this seemed to me done the right way. The timing was perfect. I felt like it wasn't too short, but it wasn't too long. I mean, first off, Kobe's a legend because you start off your jaunt with Beyonce. Like, and I don't think cats cats do recognize how big of a star Beyonce is. Like, Beyonce, as B. Austin used to use the term back in the day on the show, she moved the needle to the point where, as I'm watching it, I'm on Twitter to see how people are talking about it. And what's trending on Twitter is like Kobe funeral, Kobe and Gigi, Vanessa, yada, yada, yada. Beyonce comes out and jumps number one worldwide on trending topic and stayed there the next 2 days. Just her showing her face. She's literally, and I know people hate this comparison, but she's the Michael Jackson of this generation. And
she had to do it for the young buck though, because Kobe looked up to her husband.
Made a point. Dev made a point. Dev made a point. He was like, the boy took Brandy on his prom and then had Beyonce send him off and Alicia Keys. Like, the boy's a legend, man. Like,
and Christina Aguilera. Like,
the boy's a legend, man. Like, what else can you say, man? You gotta give it up, man. You gotta give it up. The boy's a legend, man. So I think that was amazing.
All he needed was Rihanna in that bunch, and
woo. If Rihanna was
this means when MJ died, they definitely gotta have Anita Baker singing at his funeral, right? If she's still alive. Because they said, boy, you was singing Anita Baker in the locker room before the game.
He loved Anita Baker. He may or may not
have. Gotta have Anita Baker singing at his funeral. He
may or may not have
I know. I'm about to say back then, Mike might.
I wonder if he's gonna have Janet. Jackson come through.
Mike might have baked her. He might have baked her, but
all he want to do is spend some time with her. Don't even ask her. Here's the thing though, man. In B. Austin, you got a sidetrack with their Riri comment. You messed the whole conversation up when you bring her up. But the fact is though, it was an amazing service. Michael Jordan completely bodied it because he gave you the mixture of you know, like, yo, this is my little bro, but also a little bit of levity with the joke. And the way everybody looks at Mike, because we made jokes leading up to it, like, yo, where Mike at? Where Mike at? Because Mike is, like, still from that generation where you don't show your face.
And even to the point,
and,
Jim, where he helped Vanessa off stage, I still didn't know he was going to speak.
Me either.
Was, you know, lending his presence, like letting you know that I'm supporting my young boy.
People took that picture and was like, this is the most legendary moment in sports history.
Yeah,
look what's going on. I'm like, yo, he helped her off stage.
He just helped her off stage, yeah. like, come on. She had on some heels.
Another thing I peeped is I saw Mike Tyson in the crowd, so I'm like, yo, he got Tyson, Jordan. Only one of the mics is missing, and that's for a reason we know why.
You know what impressed me? And it's, you know, if you look at the times, it might not be as impressive as I'm trying to make it, but there were actually dudes there, some of his contemporaries there that play in the league now that had games in different cities the very same day.
Yeah.
The reason I said, you know, the times might make it less impressive because a lot of these dudes, it's easy for them to charter a private jet.
Absolutely.
So, they get their private.
It's not like they had
plane on.
And half the league.
But even if this was back in the day, the owner might have had to, you know, for Kobe, the owner might have had to let a couple cats hold the jet, and some of them might have been on their team owner's jet.
No, I know Byron Scott was going through it though.
Yeah. Byron played with the bull, coached the bull. Like he's
got
been
dogged by the bull in practice.
Maturation.
Byron had like the snotty cry, like where it's like, yo, dude, wipe yourself off, B.
So why ain't let Snoop talk? Why Snoop ain't get to talk?
Gail and Oprah put the call in.
Snoop would have went up there and threatened anybody who disrespected on this day. Dog head.
Yeah, man.
I think it
was a dope ceremony, though.
It definitely was. Skyview brought up something that we were going to bring up and talk about. He said, how you going to have a program without the parents or siblings, though? What we were going to talk about was a little bit different because phrasing it that way is like we don't necessarily know that they wanted to speak or do anything. My problem was, besides Shaquille O'Neal, and I even missed it because my joint started glitching when Shaq was speaking. But I heard that he was the only person that spoke that even acknowledged his parents and his sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, people went through this whole gamut of stuff, like champion, father, husband, this and that. But, you know, nobody said son, you know, brother, uncle, and stuff like that. So it was kind of weird, considering we know that they had a bit of a tumultuous relationship. But that's their son. That's their kid. There is no Kobe without them. So I doubt after all the stuff they went through that they would just want to pop up all of a sudden and speak in an arena of 19,000 people, you know, because we don't know what happened at the actual funeral. Maybe they got up and said a few things at the small ceremony. It's not weird to me that they didn't speak at this thing, or, you know, I don't know if they were asked or whatever, but it's not weird to me that they didn't. What's weird to me is that so many people lined up, went up there and spoke, and did not acknowledge Jelly Bean and Pam. That was kind of disrespectful to me.
But
no matter what they were going through, that's not our business.
A couple points. Casey Mack says he wants us to speculate on whether Kobe left him anything in his will. But the second thing is, we made a bunch of jokes. Like, as it kept showing them, and obviously they're grieving, and we're like making jokes to try to stop from crying. But we like, yo, it looks like they had no idea about this entire life that Kobe had.
But the thing is jokes, but it kind of seemed like, but you know,
it
again,
did seem that way.
Yeah, of course we got to throw the disclaimer out. You know, we're master body language readers. So you're looking at their face and their facial expressions. It really did seem like we do not know that the boy that we ended up raising, and it's not out of the question that they didn't. Like, they've been estranged from him for a very long time. So
listen, man,
you know,
I'm not even estranged from my mother, but the fact is I'm a grown man and she's a grown woman in her life, and you know, we talk every day, and you know, I see her, but I'm pretty sure if something happened to me and people at my funeral talking about, oh, Jimmy helped me with this, or helped me with that, you know what I mean? or some Myra step up. She'd be like, hold up, yeah, Myra. But yo, so
I was about to say, somebody jump up like,
he's
the pappy of my baby.
In OnlyFans?
Find that out right there. I be the pappy.
He was the best tipper at the washy. No, my fault. But listen though, here's what I'm saying though. All jokes aside, and shout out to Phil though, because Phil made it like a joke that was funny.
Raising their hand like his eggplant picks were epic.
I gotta give Phil his props though, because Phil said, I was like, yo, they look like they had no idea that Kobe, had this little league or whatever. And Phil was like, yo, they look like they had no idea Kobe even had a fourth daughter. I'm like, damn, yo. So,
all I'm gonna say is, if I ever die, I don't care how far you brothers got to travel, plane, train, bus, car, come get my phone. That's all.
Yo, I got you. Just gonna break it. Yo, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna be like, yo, he's showing his fans respect. I'm like, I'm just gonna go right to the phone, grab it, and just step on the joint. Like, all right, now we can grieve.
Yo, I'm gonna set that joint on fire. Set that joint on fire.
Roll over the joint with the car, then go back in the crib. Like, all right, now we can grieve.
Just come get my horn. That's all.
Yo, we can grieve. Them pictures are going. Yo, but listen though. All I'm saying though, man, is that that has to be talked about. Though it's actually sad. That's one of the sadder things about this whole situation is his parents, but also how many minutes does Kobe have on his phone? He has to have unlimited minutes. Because I swear Kobe texts everybody.
Yo,
some people is
Kobe
either
don't
lying,
sleep, man.
Or Kobe,
what's wrong with him?
Yeah, some people are either lying or Kobe spent like 8 hours a day texting people.
Yeah, and some of the timelines don't add up because, Mike was talking about Kobe was young. He's texting him at 2 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I ain't had no text. Like,
no, he said when Kobe came in the league, he was texting him because it was like 96. Like, he wasn't texting him.
I was like, I don't know. When did the two-way pager come out? Maybe 98, 99? Maybe they texted me that way.
2000.
Yeah. See,
99, 2000. I had a mean two-way hustle. Anyway,
but you know what people do sometimes? Just like Jimmy said earlier about the ball. It'd be true, but they might just reach and embellish the times and when it happened. Kobe might have been texting the boy he might have been texting him in like 2003, 2004, and he like, yeah, when he was first came into the league, like you gonna count his first 8 years as first coming into the league, but
Kobe texts like his peers, his contemporaries, his teammates, WNBA players, college players, AAU
Kobe
players,
sound bothersome.
Female college players, college coaches.
He probably got the greatest contacts in his section in his phone that you've ever seen.
Yo, his Rolodex is amazing.
It's amazing. This boy got D Wade out of a steak dinner to ask him how he played a pick and roll or whatever he
double
did.
Team.
How he split
the double team.
Like, come on, man. The Celtics double team at that during the finals.
Yeah.
This dude in the finals asking dudes that are lesser than him for advice.
Do Rolodexes actually still exist in 2020? Like, is that still a thing?
I found mine in the garage in a box like a couple months ago before I tossed it.
Yeah, I got mine.
Rolodex came up with a mobile app to do kind of the same thing but have a fire mobile app. But anyway,
I would have kept it, but I ain't really had no important numbers in there. Bunch of rim companies, rim distributors.
It's young cats listening right now. Like, yo, what the hell is a Rolodex?
Yo, Giz is a Rolodex.
Skyview said death checklist, phone destruction. You know it.
Yo,
first set up my head.
Throw that joint in water, step on it, break it.
Yo, to bring the fire, burn them. Purify.
Take the SIM card, throw that joint and just get rid of
it. Today. Money today.
Anyway.
All right, so
we just joking. These are jokes for the people listening, man. We're just joking. Allegedly. Of
course we had to mention it. Tobias already mentioned it a little bit. But some of the shows made it a bit of a big deal because it did not seem like LeBron James was in attendance.
He got what he needed out of
what's her
Kobe.
name? Diana Taurasi did throw a shot at LeBron, and I assumed he was there because I thought maybe she looked him in his eye and threw a shot at him. But maybe she had like a running Kobe LeBron argument with somebody and took a shot and looked at the person she was arguing with or something, because the camera never panned over there. And I find it 100% hard to believe that if LeBron was in attendance, the camera wouldn't have found him at some point. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care
made sure
one way or the other if LeBron was there or not. But, it just seems weird being the leader of the Lakers right now and the person who, voluntarily said the person who hold up Kobe's legacy and all that kind of stuff. Is weird to not
down and got in his body.
He might have had
kind of sickening.
He might have had COVID-19. You don't know.
Because I sit there the week before and they saying he's making it all about him, and then he doesn't show up, and probably listen to y'all saying he's making it all about him, and then y'all still make it all about him. Don't even ask how. Y'all make it about him.
Say, LeBron too big. He's not gonna get out of that. If LeBron was there and he wore a hot suit, somebody would be like, "Why you got dressed like that at Kobe's funeral? He making it all about him."
Like, dog,
he's not gonna get out of that.
It gets sickening. It gets so sickening. And the crazy part about how sickening it is with LeBron, and I know Tobias can attest to this because he keeps showing us stuff like Zion is going to be so much worse. Over this past week, they've compared Zion to LeBron. What's the one today? They have Shaq, Barkley. Like, my man.
The crazy part about Zion, Jim. Some of the comparisons we saw this week with Zion and LeBron, they weren't even LeBron and his rookie year. It was like Zion and LeBron now. Like
right now.
Like, come on, man. He's done nothing. He's played like 13 games.
There was an article in a major publication that says LeBron and Zion's first matchup shows that Zion has a ways to go. I'm like, dude, he hasn't played 20 games yet.
This is a top 5 player of all time. Like, you think he got a ways to go? Like, come on, man.
It's sickening, man. So it's going to get worse. But my point in saying that is, LeBron can't win. Last week he's making it about him, and now he's not making it about him enough, I guess. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Look, I mean, to be fair, if I'm him, and, I can only speak if I were him, even if that was getting to me and that was bothering me, I'd just show up and just be there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to speak or nothing. I'm just laughing at the jokes. I'm wiping my eyes at the sad stuff. Somebody will still try to find a way to hate, but I think that's, would have been the way that I would have gone in the whole thing. But look, we can't force nobody to be anywhere that they don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just whatever. Be Austin.
Yeah,
go ahead, Kersey. Before we move on.
No, God bless him. God bless him.
God bless Kobe's brother. All right, so where was one last thing.
I was going to say, where was Rod Strick? Let's name a bunch of players that we see. Where was they all at?
Where was Rod? One last thing,
Where was Xavier McDaniel? Go ahead,
Rob Lowe, Pelinka.
Yeah.
Okay. He had a decent speech, but his speech.
I know where you're going with this.
He seemed real pressed to just let all of y'all know that I'm Kobe's bestie. I know him better than y'all. It seemed like every point he made was just basically I knew Kobe better than y'all. I was the last person Kobe texted before he died. Like, okay, man.
Yeah.
like it's cool. Like, just pay homage to your friend.
As his best friend, I could tell you. Yo.
Right. And you notice he did something else that everybody didn't do. He used nicknames for every single person in Kobe's family that he said. He was like Coco, Gigi, BB. Like I'm like, all right, man, we get it. Get it.
As
you and Kobe are close.
My wife and I,
right.
as the godparents of Gigi.
Right. And every time Kobe's children are at our house, what we noticed was, oh, God. All right, Rob, we got it, dog. And if you negotiated 9 figures of my worth and deals for me, I tell you're my best friend too. Calm down. Like, we get it, man. But again, for like the 4th, 5th week in a row, rest in power to Kobe, rest in power to Gigi, and the other 7 people that were on that helicopter. I'm not as good as Jimmy Kimmel. I do not have all of their names memorized. Jimmy Kimmel was killing it, but he was killing me too.
Yeah.
I couldn't look at him because we'll start crying.
Yo, when
as
he
soon as
first
start
came
talking.
out there, cuz.
You're like, come on, man. And some of this, like, you know, some of this stuff is sincere because Kobe's been on this show like 9 times, and you can see, like, you know, you can see how they knew each other. You saw
They have a relationship. Yeah, they have a relationship.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
he's
can
not
tell
his
it
best
wasn't
friend.
just
They have a
interviews.
Yeah.
All right, so the quote of the week also comes from the memorial service. This comes from Mama Bear Vanessa. When she was speaking, she just blurted out of the blue, Gigi would have most likely become the best player in the WNBA. And as Jimmy and I were watching, heartfelt, but we definitely had to take a moment to acknowledge how she cooked the whole WNBA. He's like, yo, you just disrespected the whole league. Like,
he's like, yeah,
I had to ask Jimmy at that point. I'm like, I was like, what was more disrespectful to a league? Was it her comment about a 13-year-old Gigi, or was it LeBron's not 1, not 2, not 3? Like, which one of them was more disrespectful to a whole league of hoopers? She just threw that out there out of the blue, like.
That's probably more disrespectful because LeBron is talking about 3 guys in their prime teaming up. She's talking about somebody who's not even in, like, college yet. Like, she'd have become the best player in the whole league.
She probably would have, but still.
Probably.
it was crazy to hear that. Like, damn, she cooked the shit out of them. All right, so stat of the week. Man, this also is related to the ceremony because another friend of Kobe and Gigi, I think Gigi looked at her as a mentor, Sabrina Ionescu, who plays for Oregon, of course. Right. If you follow women's college basketball even slightly, which a lot of people don't, like, she's basically been the queen of women's college basketball over the last 2 or 3 years. So less than 10 hours after she made an emotional speech at the memorial service of Kobe and Gigi, she notched her 26th career triple-double and her 4th career back-to-back triple-double to become the first women's college basketball ever to post 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists in a career as she led number 3 Oregon past number 4 Stanford to secure at least a share of the Pac-12 title. So that's great. The thing is, if people didn't know her, they probably know her now. So they're probably going to look at Oregon games, probably going to get bigger ratings when the tournament starts just because she made a speech at Kobe and Gigi's funeral.
She a junior or senior?
I don't know that. I told you it's a slight thing. I just know her name because a couple of seasons ago, maybe last season or the season before, maybe last season, I was sitting in the barbershop, and all they watch in the barbershop is either ESPN or Fox Sports. And I think ESPN was doing a segment on her. And I saw how in this segment they were, like, jocking her like she was the next Tarazi or somebody like that. And she was cooking people in the segment. And she was like Russ. She was getting a triple-double on. So I did go back and do a little bit of research and watch some stuff and maybe caught 20 minutes of a game here and there. And, yeah, she nice.
Oh, she's
but Gigi would have been better than her. According to Vanessa,
got the complexion for the connection.
She's a senior because she was.
Oh no, she
like
nice.
23.
It ain't about the complexion. She nice.
Oh no. All I was going to say is because I want to make sure. I want to see how old she was before I made this comment. Because I saw her at the funeral and never mind. Let me chill. Never mind.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Somebody in the chat commented on it.
Buns is all right. But I'm off fault. But that's an amazing accomplishment for the young lady, man. Salute to her. And much
said Kobe was.
I just say that.
Yo, if you're familiar with the Oregon Ducks ladies, if you're familiar with the present Oregon Ducks ladies women's team, I don't know why would you be, but if you are, she ain't got nothing on Sabu Sabali, Afro-German. Yeah, her teammate.
Let me do my due
That's
diligence.
a tall tree to climb.
All I'm gonna say is this: I'll be interested to see like her entire.
Oh, you're not talking about her game. You talking about? Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
What's her name? Be Austin for Oregon?
You know, they just made a name up.
Sabo Somali or Sabali. She's like 6'4", plays center, forward.
Okay.
She can
get
forward.
But anyway, all I'm saying is.
Scabby says Zion is Barkley with Hakeem post game. Scabby, it's time taking that.
No.
Yo, he played 10 games.
Scabby don't know what he's talking about.
You disrespecting our spiritual leader, Hakeem Olajuwon. Nobody got Hakeem.
I'll be interested to see the full text thread between Kobe and that young lady, but that's either here nor there.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
She like chairs. Anyway, let's move on.
Yo!
Hey, Jim, let's talk because we're going to have a guest on to speak about the 40th anniversary of something in a few minutes, of a huge sports accomplishment, event, piece of history. But before we do that, man, let everybody know what happened while they were on the grind this week.
Okay. I see you, Satu. I see you. Oh, my fault. Why you were on the grind is brought to you by Sports to Book. Bottom line, it's the best sports book ever written. You know what I'm saying? And it tackles my feelings on Hotep in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But you can find Sports to Book at sportstobook.com or at warroomsports.com. But it's time to talk about what happened this past week while you were on the Grizz Naive.
Hit me with that Satu, whatever it is.
I got you. First thing I want to bring up is Vanessa Bryant, who files a wrongful death lawsuit against the helicopter company. And I actually read the lawsuit, and she's suing for, some of the stuff she's suing for, I didn't know you could sue for. She's suing for, obviously I know you can sue for loss of companionship. She's suing for, loss of laughter on TNT basketball. She's suing, loss of someone rubbing my hand. And I'm exaggerating. Yo, actually read some of the stuff she's suing for. It goes way beyond some of the normal stuff. She's coming at their next hard body.
Now I haven't seen a figure disclosed of what she's asking for. Is that significant, or you haven't heard of that either?
I haven't seen an actual figure, but she's basically trying to bankrupt the whole company. But I also have a little bit of speculation on my behalf, and I don't know this to be fact. Yeah, I don't know this to be fact. But I feel like she's doing this because she's protecting herself because, we live in a litigious society. So eventually those families might, come for her. But if you start, so if you start with this,
that's a real good point. That's a great point.
You get it on the record that it's their fault. Then maybe they'll join you.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, she's protecting herself, so she probably has I'm pretty sure Kobe is surrounded by smart counsel.
Jimmy, that comes from hanging out with the same people that are going to slander our show for me using Hitler's name.
Yeah, those my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout to my people. Y'all know who y'all are.
Or for us, even saying the word Colin Kaepernick. The complaint says that the pilot, who's also deceased, Ara Zubayan, failed to use ordinary care in piloting the subject aircraft and was negligent. The defendant, Island Express Helicopters, authorized, directed, and or permitted a flight with full knowledge that the subject helicopter was flying in the unsafe weather conditions. The complaint alleges that Kobe died as a direct result of the negligent conduct of Zubayan, for which the company is vicariously liable in all respects. There was actually 27 counts on this complaint, which also names Zubayan's estate as a defendant, seeks compensatory and punitive damages, and like we just said, the amount is unspecified at the moment. So she not only going at the company, she going at the boss Zubayan. That might be a little much. I saw people arguing about this the other day. Just like y'all said, there was probably a part of the same crowd that y'all just spoke of. there were people saying like, why is she doing this? They have enough money, this and that. And I'm fully aware that lawsuits don't bring your loved ones back and stuff like that. But I don't think being set for life already is the factor that stops you from trying to do everything you can, when your loved ones are gone.
Absolutely.
And you think it's negligence of a certain company that caused it.
And like I said, she's protecting what he's built.
Right.
A point
but it could be a point where, like, I don't want them flying anymore. I want them gone. I don't want them to be able to do this to somebody else. Like, people aren't looking at it like that. You could be saving them.
The point that you made in a previous episode, Timmy, was you can't really tell someone how to mourn. This could well be a part of her mourning.
That's true. Absolutely.
The person, there's no one to blame or no one. There is someone to blame, and there's some way to hold them accountable and responsible. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she don't need the money, and I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of thinking, Jim, on that same line that you're thinking. If she gets something from them, she'll probably spread it around to those families, so they won't come after her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't need the money, but people aren't looking at the whole scope of what the possibilities could be before they speak. She could really be doing this to look out for those other families. That's what we do on the internet. We speak on things we have no idea. We have no information. We just like, we're going to give our opinion. My thing is, wrong later. We say, look, a phone or a computer, like, you can just chill for a minute and think about it before you write.
That's true. That's true too. But you can't. But you got to get that fire out there. You got to get that hot take.
Yeah, everything you got to be
first. Your opinion out.
You got to be first. Yeah. Not right. You got to be first. All right. What else happened?
Yeah, man. So again, R.I.P. Kobe. The University of Texas Arlington's basketball. They do an amazing tribute on Black History Month. I mean, have each of their players pick someone from Black history, and they had what the T-shirt said, "Ask me about whoever that person may be," and each player had a different person. It was a pretty honorable thing. We posted it on our Facebook page, and people put their sheets on and came right out firing because
the race came out quick.
Because,
funny thing
first of all, the article said nothing about Colin Kaepernick, but the guy in the thumbnail for the article said, "Ask me about Colin Kaepernick," and the photographer and the editor saluted them because they knew what they was doing.
They knew what they were doing. But look, the dude who had on the "Ask Me About Colin Kaepernick" shirt, if you look at the dude, he looked like he could be related to Colin, so that might be his cousin. Either way, cousin or not, like Jimmy said, the article said not one word about Colin Kaepernick. Of course, when we posted it, everybody made the post about Colin Kaepernick because what do we do in 2020? We just look at pictures. We don't open up the article. You know what I'm saying? We hear War Room Sports, found a nice article, read it, thought it was nice, and decided to share it with people. And, where does our hard work go? They just looked at the pictures and came to every conclusion that they could possibly come to from the pictures. In the picture, the three players, one has on, Ask Me About Dikembe Mutombo, one has Colin Kaepernick, and one has Patrice Lumumba. Not only did somebody have something to say about Colin Kaepernick, but somebody who is not of African-American descent said that Dikembe Mutombo was not a good figure to tribute and
do your homework. Don't let the block shots and strip clubs fool you.
And I came up, I definitely told them to do their homework, but at the same time, who are you to tell us who to celebrate during this pity month that we get on the shortest month of the year? I'm like, it got real crazy.
Listen, but we know Dikembe block shots.
Dikembe Mutombo been putting on for years.
Man, listen, we know Dikembe block shots and spends a lot of time in the strip club. But as my brother B. Austin taught me this evening, you got to just focus on the fish and not all the bones you got to spit out, right? So, pause. But Dikembe is putting all kinds of work in the community, in his home country.
Dikembe might have given up about a quarter of his earnings throughout the years because the stuff that I see him let go of, he be putting like $5 million here, $10 million there, $3 million here. I'm like, damn,
he built a hospital, though. I'm about
How
to
many
say,
people build a hospital?
He built a hospital, and it was to serve people, underprivileged people who couldn't get that kind of treatment
outside of
anywhere else.
Outside of like Sloan Great Memorial, I don't know nobody else that got a hospital. Like, and some of y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all not. But dads get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Denny who make sure that. No, my fault. Going too deep into my Grey's Anatomy.
From something I found about Mutombo on there, and it talked about how for years he's dedicated his time to charities in the United States and across the world. He spends most of his time performing charity work and acts of kindness through his foundation, which included hosting and participating in opportunities to feed the homeless, speak and mentor the kids, and teach basketball through the NBA Cares program. He's also a global ambassador who worked closely with several international organizations to help better communities around the world, was recognized for his philanthropic work and establishing the Biamba Marie Mutombo Hospital in his homeland, the Republic of Congo. They said the hospital, which has been operating since 2007, is one of the few in the area that offers services to patients with chronic illnesses and diseases such as cancer and sickle cell anemia. This dude was there was representatives from 12 countries that joined the African ambassadors in a summit, including Mutombo. He's not a representative from, he's not a political representative, but he was invited to brainstorm and discuss ways that they can do their part with nations across the world to combat the spread and growth of cancer, which killed 8.2 million people worldwide.
The only thing Mutombo really does is help people, focus on the kids, go to the strip club and invest in OnlyFans. He really doesn't do anything other than that.
Listen, and Dad, you didn't even mention the numbers of young African American women in Atlanta and Miami he helped go through college.
No doubt.
Straight up and down.
With the Mutombo slander. Mutombo is, come on, man. It doesn't get more philanthropic.
But my thing is this, though. My thing is this.
Mutombo.
What I found interesting is just reading their talking points, right? So we can agree to disagree online. All that's fine. I don't even argue with people no more. But their talking points are funny to me because, again, as someone who reads history, the same things they say, and I'm not comparing these two, but the same exact talking points that they're using are the same things that I've read that people said in posters and pictures and letters about Dr. King. When they start saying, "Oh, he's so far left, the American-hating liberal," like the whole talking points they use are exactly the same words, and it's kind of interesting how history has a way of like it's showing you, man, like y'all are going to be on the wrong side of history with this because whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he really didn't do anything wrong.
Told you their future kids. I mean, their future generations, their kids and their kids are going to be talking about Colin Kaepernick like he was a hero because he's safe.
Exactly, you're going to be on the wrong side of history.
He's going to be that safe figure. They're going to be giving us Colin Kaepernick boulevards in every city. Yo, hey, but
and the funny thing about that is now as we look back over history and we know people were on the wrong side of history, it's kind of like it's a lot more hidden then than it will be now because we got the receipt. You can't hide that Twitter post. Like it's going to be more people are going to be caught. We know for a fact there are those that walk around celebrating Dr. King and some even celebrating El Hajj that back then they probably was hating and had some interesting commentary, but they can hide that fact.
People probably got hard drive screenshots. This is my screenshot hard drive. I'm gonna bring this out in 20 years.
Here's the amazing thing about like social media, the world, and all that. You can just say nothing. Like you don't have to, even if you don't have to put all your feelings out there. How about just saying nothing?
You don't have to play yourself. I guess it's so tempting. It's just so tempting to jump in on some of these conversations. All right, but let's switch gears for a minute, man. We're going to talk about a big moment in American Olympic sports history. There's been movies made about it. We talk about it. We as a society, we talk about it once in a while. it was such a big deal, and I'm talking about the Miracle on Ice. That there was, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice back on February 22nd, basically earlier this week. It's been 40 years since that, and to talk about it with us for a few minutes and give us, some of his thoughts and memories and just his view on everything 40 years later is a familiar voice. A lot of you guys, if you've been on the War Room Sports Podcast Network anytime in the past 5 to 10 years, you've probably heard this guy. He always tells you before his show that the beacons are lit. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mad scientist. We're going to talk to Nick Ficcarelli real quick. Nick, what's going on?
Good evening, gentlemen. That's right. The beacons are being lit. The whiteboard is starting to get some writings on it. And from what I understand, there are some test subjects that are interested in coming back into the lab. This is a very interesting time, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting time. But before I go any further, let me take you back to February 22nd, 1980. I was 7 years old. I lived in Brooklyn, New York, and I sat in front of my tube TV with my mom, my dad, and my two little brothers, who at the time were 5 and 4 years old. Now, at the time, there was no such thing as cable. There was no such thing as spoilers. There was no such thing as anything. The game was on at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, back in the day, even though the game was in the United States, the game was still on tape delay. Yeah, that was a thing, people, tape delay. And, everybody in Lake Placid already knew what the final score was, but you had all of these millions of people gathering in front because, let's face it, you had these bunch of college kids anywhere between the ages of 20 and 22 years old against possibly the greatest hockey team ever put together on the planet.
The 4-time defending Olympic champion Soviet Union. 4 times. And the funny thing is like you see some of the names, if you're a diehard hockey fan, and if you saw some of the names, Kasatonov, Fetisov, Makarov, Mikhailov, Tretiak, the whole lot of them. Most of them would end up playing in the NHL years later, but at the time, this team could not be beaten. They defeated NHL hockey players in the Canada Cup like they were rookies. And we're talking about guys like Phil Esposito, Bobby Orr. We're talking like the biggest names of all time in the 1970s, and they wiped the floor with them. Just a couple of weeks prior, the last game on the exhibition schedule for the United States, they played the Soviet Union in Madison Square Garden, and they were beaten 10-3. Let's face it. If you were a United States fan, if you're a fan of the United States, if you're a fan of hockey, you were going into this game, you had no expectations whatsoever. You were just hoping it was going to be a good game. And that's exactly how my father even said it. He goes, I just hope this is a good game and we don't get embarrassed. Well, we're watching the game, and sure enough, United States, they're hanging in there. They're getting outplayed, but they're hanging in there. And sure enough, it's 1-1 at the end of 1. And we're like, oh, okay. And then we're all thinking when Russia scored in the second period, and they were dominating, we were like, it's only a matter of time before the floodgates go wide open. Mm-hmm. And then came the play to me that changed everything outside of the last play. When Mark Johnson scored the tying goal with about 2 seconds left on the clock, my father jumped out of his seat and screamed, "Score!" We're jumping up and down like, as kids do. And Tretiak ends up getting pulled. The greatest goaltender. Isn't it?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. What do you call it? I cut out for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. And Tretiak gets pulled, and all of a sudden, here comes Michigan, their backup, and I'm like, oh my God, they did the impossible. They actually had the greatest goaltender of that generation pulled from the hockey game. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? And then, sure enough, they scored to make it 3-2. We scored to make it 3-3, and then, of course, probably the most famous goal ever in the history of all of hockey, Marco Ruzioni scoring the goal in which, if you watch that shot a million times over, seriously, watch that shot a million times over, I got to tell you, 1 inch to the right, it's wide. 1 inch to the left, it's saved. And I keep saying, how he found that little hole will never, never cease to amaze me. People then seem to forget when he scored that goal, it was the winning goal. Yeah, it was, but there was still 10 minutes to go in the game. And, oh, my God, the amount of shots that Russia had on goal and the amount of saves that Jim Craig made that night in which he became the ultimate legend. And then everybody, of course, remembers as time is winding down, you're listening to Al Michaels' call. And then those famous words.
10 seconds.
Do you believe in miracles? Right, yes. And we all jumped up. We all jumped up. We were jumping around. We were going crazy. We were like hugging each other. My block literally spilled out onto the street. The horn started honking. It was bedlam in my area of Brooklyn, bedlam. But here's something that people always seem to forget. The Miracle on Ice was one of the greatest things ever. But it meant nothing at the time, and the reason why was because the United States on February 24th had to play the gold medal game against Finland. And if the United States would have lost that game, they would have won nothing. No medal, no nothing, because that's how it was back then. And
that happens in sports. Jimmy and B. Austin and I, we were talking about, what were we talking about last week, guys? We were talking about how, things become legendary and a lot of the details get taken out of it the longer it goes. And I think a lot of people forget that fact.
The further away from the actuality, like now Wilt Chamberlain is 7'12", 400 pounds, and ran, a 900 meters and had a 50-inch vertical. So, yeah, the further away you get from it, it takes on a life of its own.
The best thing about it, though, was before the game, and I remember when I watched the documentary on HBO, Michael Ruzioni was telling the story, and it's so true it's not even funny because it's been heard many times. Herb Brooks, before the game against Finland, goes like this: if you lose this game, that last game means nothing, and you will take this to the bleeping grave. And he walked out. He comes back 10 seconds later, looks at everybody and goes, to your bleeping grave. Everybody then got the magnitude. And once again, the United States did what they did best. They were down 2-1 at the end of 2 periods, and they scored 3 goals in the third. And all I remember is the other very famous call that gets lost in the shuffle by Al Michaels when he goes, at the end of the game, the impossible dream comes true. And when they had the gold medal ceremony that night, and Mike Ruzioni took the gold medal, and then the whole team rushed the podium, and they all somehow fit on that podium, still to this day, trying to figure out how all these college kids fit on that podium, and the number 1 in the air. It's one of the most iconic things ever. And I will go to my grave, and I will argue with anybody, and I will be blue in the face, and I will scream high to the heavens. The United States hockey team of 1980, when they beat the Soviet Union, it was the greatest sports moment in the history of all sports. You could talk about your 1969 Miracle Mets. You could talk about your 72-win Chicago Bulls. You could talk about the New York Jets in '69. You could talk about all these great upsets that's happened. Nothing in the history of sports was so ingrained into everybody's memory of my generation and generations that followed for the 1980 U.S. hockey team. And I dare anybody that's listening out there right now to come at me and talk to me about it, because I was only 7 years old, and I still remember to this day where I was, what I was wearing, and all that.
If you want them to come and talk to you about it, then they're going to need a place for them, to be able to talk to you about it. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It's a little. I'm looking around it right now. It's a little dusty. It's been closed for the last 2.5, 3 years. A lot of things happen, kids and all that. You guys know. You're the same boat that I am. And it was time for me to close it and walk away at the time. I went downstairs about a couple of weeks ago, and I reached out to Dev, and I was like, "Hey, Dev, the lab seems to be a little dusty. May have to clean it up a little bit." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I need to clean it up a little bit." Well,
and then all of a sudden I started thinking a little further, and I'm going, the Beacons, it's almost time that they get lit. The whiteboard has writing on it now, still trying to formulate some good stuff. And I do happen to have some test subjects that would be interested in coming back into the lab a little bit. So it may happen in the not-too-distant future, but the lab may be opening for business once again. And there's only one place.
We shall see.
There's only one place where I will open the lab. Not going to say where just yet, but I think everybody's getting the hint on why I'm saying it on this show, the flagship for a certain network that used to house the lab.
Coming back, baby!
So,
all right.
When the lab is fully operational, the people will know. And once again, the mad scientist and nutty professor may be coming out and recreating some old-time sports magic. Now, for all those that don't remember me,
we will keep
everybody
posted.
For all those that don't remember me, I'm a little cuckoo, I admit it. I'm not the, I don't know everything about sports. I mean, I really don't. I have my opinions. My opinions are not fact. My opinions are what they are. Not many people will agree with me. That's fine. That's the beauty of sports. Everybody knows it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. They don't say I'm wrong. But it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing it. Do I miss it? Yeah. I do. I'm not going to lie. I miss it.
Of course you do.
And it's starting to bubble. And when it happens, hopefully I can recreate that old-time magic, and we'll see where it goes.
All
so,
right.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing me to come on. It was awesome. Hopefully people understand why, to me, when I talk about the 1980 U.S. Olympic team, the passion that I have about it, because I'm going to probably go fire up Miracle right now.
Sure, it helped shape your childhood and your life and your perspective on sports.
Didn't just shape my See, that's the thing. It didn't shape my childhood and life. It shaped my love. It also helped shape and love my passion for sports, and it shaped and loved my passion for my country. Because let's be honest, back at another little history lesson. Back in 1980, the United States was in a dark place. we ended up boycotting the Summer Olympics that year. We were having issues with Iran, with the Iran hostage crisis. There was the oil crisis. Jimmy Carter actually went on TV and made the address that pretty much cost him the presidency when he said these next 4 years are going to be worse off than the last 4 years or something to that nature, in which, America was like, really?
You can't really
galvanized the nation. The United States hockey team galvanized the nation, galvanized a little town in upstate New York and Lake Placid, and galvanized the nation to the point that we were like, the big bad Russians aren't as bad as what they thought they were.
No doubt. It's definitely one of those stories. But, Nick, thank you for coming on and sharing your recollection of that. And like I said, the people out here who know you, who listened to your show before, I'm pretty sure they really want to hear more of these stories, but they want to hear them in the Mad Scientist Sports Lab. So we will keep the public posted on everything, but we're about to get out of here. So again, thank you for coming on to share your recollection, man, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, Tense.
All right, no doubt.
Take it easy.
Too. All right, Nick Ficarelli, formerly and maybe in the future, host of the Mad Scientist Sports Lab right here on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. We're about to get out of here soon, but Jimmy, I know you wanted to. It was a hoop story that was
absolutely. At least one story. One story I got to get you guys' opinion on. But the NBA Wrap is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. Bottom line is, if you have a business, you need a home for your business on the web. You can't use Facebook. You can't use IG. I mean, if you're doing a certain kind of business, you can use OnlyFans. But other than that, you need a custom website. Go to digitalextremetech.com and, tell them you heard it here. Or you can call them 267-205-4203. Get that discount. But peep this, man. There's one story, because we got to talk about this thing of I want to talk about the brother Bradley Beal. The brother Bradley Beal, man. The NBA drug test Bradley Beal. And it's not that he got drug tested by the NBA just, randomly. But, it may have been random, but it seems weird. He scored back-to-back 50-point performances, and after that, he got called into the office like, yo, we got to test you, B. So, do y'all think this is a coincidence? Trying to tell the boy garbage. The NBA like, yo, you ain't that good. Like, we gotta test your blood, dude. Like, do y'all think this is just a coincidence, or what's going on here, cuz?
Man, in professional sports, it's never just a coincidence. It is never just a coincidence. They let the boy, the angry dude, back into the NFL. Kaepernick told me, and he been getting a test like
he get tested. He get tested every 2 weeks like a bi-weekly check.
Right. No, this is the league crapping on Bradley Beal again. Because first of all, he should have been an All-Star. He didn't make the All-Star game, so they obviously don't look at him as being as good as the people in Washington probably thinks he is. So even though he's averaging up around 28, 29 points a game, back-to-back 50s, even though they were both in losses, it kind of raised the antennas of the execs, the higher ups in the NBA office. There's nothing coincidental about this, in my opinion.
I don't believe in coincidences. I think it's hilarious. But shout out to Bradley, because I know some other dudes named Bradley and they ball. They hoopers, man. There's something about that name. They hoopers. So it's just the NBA hating. No coincidence. We don't know his testing history. Usually that stuff is public or finds a way to come out. But it is curious, like what would be the reason and logic to test this bull other than, yo, you ain't good enough to drop 100 in 2 games, 102 to be exact.
I'll tell you what is a coincidence. Guess who the last player was to score back-to-back 50-point games?
Bean.
The boy Bean, the boy Kobe Bryant.
Bean.
But Beal has become the first player ever to drop 50-plus points in 2 consecutive games that his team lost. so he's in great company with the back-to-backs with Kobe, but Kobe didn't lose.
They need to test the rest of them and try to figure out why y'all not taking what he's taking.
Yeah, but Bradley Beal's averaging 30 and 6 this season. Like, how are you not an all-star averaging 30 and 6?
Yo,
like,
that's a trap shamockery. I can't respect the league for that.
Yo,
I mean,
there's only one reason that you could possibly hold him out.
Even now the league trying to throw this out there to put this in people's minds. Well, maybe
he must got oil in his driveway. Like, that's the only way that you try to hold him back.
He got that.
Yo, hey, Dad, we might got to change the name of this episode to Oil in Your Driveway. Man.
Oil in the driveway.
When you find out they got
shout out to Umar.
Oil in the driveway, cuz.
Shout out to Umar. We don't bang with you no more. Well, Jimmy does. But oil in your driveway, bro. Oil in your driveway.
No, Dad do too. Stop trying to make it me. But
I'm embarrassed.
Devin ain't gonna admit it. But
no,
anyway,
I'm trying to hold on, but he's just embarrassing me, man.
You know what I mean? Fish bone. That's all I'm gonna say. Fish bone.
Fish bone.
Hashtag.
Keep telling y'all, small fish
y'all
don't
see with the
got
hashtag
no
fish bone. Oh yeah, we got a couple minutes left. In this last couple minutes, man, I just definitely want to say I want to send a shout out to our 254 brother Jamal, aka the Fishman, and a lot of y'all may not follow us on social media, but like a couple weekends ago, we had a lake house, and we do an annual trip, and our brother Jamal is the greatest fish
lake house.
known to man.
You know what I mean? Lake house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just gonna put that out there. But I just want to send a shout out to Jamal because Jamal makes the greatest fish known to man, like literally.
No bone.
So, no bone. But I just want to put that out there on the show and give Jamal his props while he's here, man. Because they always say you got to give people their flowers while they're here. So we giving Jamal his flowers while he's here, man. Salute to you, Jamal, for the fish, dog.
We can't wait till we're at Maul's funeral. Like, man, Maul makes some good ass fish, man. We can't do that. Yo, I'm definitely if Maul ends up passing before me, who knows? You can't predict the future. I'm definitely getting up at the funeral, like telling some fish stories, dog. You can Denzel guarantee it.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
We're gonna give him a flower arrangement in the shape of a whiting.
Yo, you can Denzel guarantee it.
And I don't even know what whiting is shaped like, before it's fried. But I'm at to Google some whiting, or we just put the flower arrangement in the shape of a fried piece of fish. Maul the Fish Man.
Yo, man.
And we just, bringing this message to thousands, because this is the second podcast that we mentioned Maul Fish, and people don't even know who the hell Maul is.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to our audience who are still listening. Shout out to audience who are still listening. If they didn't hang up with, never mind. If y'all still listening with us, because right now we just talking about fish, but it's time for us to get out of here, yo. So thank you for brothers and sisters for joining us for another briefing in the War Room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter. Anybody who called and got through, salute to y'all. Those we couldn't get to, we apologize. But make sure that you stay in tune with us. You know what I'm saying? Catch us next week. Catch everything we do. You know what I'm saying? All of our social media, all the content we drop, everything can be found at the hub, which is warroomsports.com. I repeat, warroomsports.com. You dig? Also, get a copy of my book, Sports the Book, at sportsthebook.com, or back at that hub, as I repeat one more time, warroomsports.com. But until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
Know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, Bay on replay. warroomsports.com. Get that mobile app. If knocked out. 323, working 0012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, DJ, Jack Beck, the officer. I'm Jack. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.